HMTV people! And I love doing that because everyone stands there now looking at me. But they're all camera shy, so I'm going to give them the decency of a little bit of privacy and not get them on the video. So this is a mid-terrace in Newcastle under Lyme that we are going to be converted into a 5-bed HMO. And there's a few tips in here for you folks, and I'm going to be explaining a couple of things of the reason why it's always good to have a main contractor on site, because these little things that we can pick up on, and the little things that we pick up on help to ease the process, because throughout the process we can actually snag the work as we go along. And I'm going to show you a few things that I've snagged. So obviously we've now done all the plastering, as you can see inside. It's going to be beautiful when it's finished. And here we have the existing electrics, and we're going to have the consumer unit here. So obviously the consumer unit is going to be inside the hallway, because if it's generally in a bedroom, I've probably said this many times before, but if something causes it to trip, i.e. a kettle or a pair of hair straighteners or a hairdryer or something that goes on in the house, and it's in a tenant's bedroom, if the tenant's not there later on, say they've gone down to see family, friends, or whatever else, then no one can get access to just turn it on, and it becomes a maintenance issue. And we don't want maintenance issues, because maintenance issues cost us money, which kills the ROI. So anyway, moving swiftly on, we'll give this a tickle. So we've got all the new wires, so it's a complete new rewire. And what we've actually done is come off the meter and put this in, which is a temporary supply with these two sockets. So the reason that we've done this is so that all the trades have got access to electricity for all the tools. So we've got a temporary supply in there, and that obviously eases the process later on for all the trades, so they've all got electricity and it's still safe. Tickle, 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 because we like safe. So, bedroom one. Bedroom one is currently the storeroom, shall we say. So we've chosen to put all the stuff in here. There's lots of little bits of timber, lots of materials, but it is work in progress. So we've got an ensuite here. It's pretty much finished, so it's all been tiled. All the waste have been done. We've got the sink in, a little bit of tiling there. I need to turn around. I hate these small spaces, because big bloke small spaces doesn't work. We've got the soil stack that goes down there, and in the previous videos, if you watch this series, we've obviously dug the floor out, and this goes into the back. So all the main services come down here, under the floor, and go straight out the back. So I'll show you that in a minute. So, again, keen eye, happy with in here. This room there's a health and safety board, always a good one, give it a tickle. No one likes it, but it's something we have to do. So this is going to be converted into a kitchen stroke diner. So again, we've actually confirmed there's enough space in here for 4 or 5 people. It's been confirmed with the HMO officer, so he's all happy. A few things that we keep on the health and safety board. There's a little picture of our logo there, tickle tickle. We've got the site safety, we've got the risk assessments, the risks and method statements. We've got a first aid kit on site in case anybody gets anything in their eye or a bandage or whatever else. We've also got a floor plan. We've got some pictures of the kitchen, how we want it to look. You probably can't see that much on the camera, but I'm just showing you what the documents are. So we've got a visual aid there for the joiner to see what the actual kitchen is going to look like. We've then got a 2D plan there. The reason that we have all these plans on there is because the different trades have then got access to it on site, whereby the plumber will know where he wants the radiators, the electrician will know where we want plug sockets, etc. So we've also got a map to the local hospital, which we've got down there in case somebody's not from around here and they do have an accident, so they know where to get there. We've also got emergency contact numbers on this piece of paper here, and inside that red folder are all the individual risk and method statements which all the trades have been through and signed to agree with. So there we go. A little bit of a tip on the health and safety stuff, because it's always an issue, or it can become an issue. So this is now walking out here. This is now the downstairs bedroom. So recently plastered, but the damp course is still drying out behind me, as you can see. But the reason is because behind there is ceramic brick. So because ceramic brick on the outside has got a glaze on it, it's not very porous. So there's not much to draw the moisture out, so it always dries a little bit slower. So there's a little tip. So again, that's all tiled. So when I was on about the reason that it's good to have someone, a main contractor on site, and part of my job on this one is to check things as it's going through. So this is obviously to ease the process, and the more times I snag it throughout the process, there's less snags at the end, so it's a bit more of a smoother process, and it doesn't become as costly for the contractors or anybody else to put these things right, because I can catch it in the action. So as an example, so for building regs, this is, stand back, so just explain this one to you. So we're inside a room now, this is the bedroom. So there we go, we've got the entrance behind me there, tickle tickle. Windows, and then this is going to be the entrance to the ensuite. So we're going to have a door on there. So for building control, we need a fan in here, otherwise it won't pass. So some sort of mechanical extraction. So we normally fit as standard a humidistat fan, which means once the humidity hits a certain peak, it'll then come on until it reduces it down to an acceptable humidity level, and then that helps to govern the I was going to say moss then. It's not moss, the mildew, the black mold basically. So I've come out on site and I've had a look at this. So we've got some wires here. So this is actually for, we've got a 3-corner earth and a 2-corner earth. So this is actually for a light here. We've got another one for a light there. And we've got nothing on the ceiling, so there's no fan going up. We've got nothing on the wall behind me. Nothing on that wall. Nothing there. Nothing on the back. So this bedroom's got no extractor fan. But because I've picked that up, it's now going to be rectified before everything else is gone. So you imagine if this was missed or left until the last minute, and it's all painted, it's then going to create a problem later on down the line, because now it means that somebody else has got to come in there and repaint afterwards, because we've got to cut a hole in the ceiling or core out the wall, run some cables in. There'd obviously be no sort of cost pushed onto the owner, because that's part of that trade's job, but then obviously my job is to try and make sure that everything runs smoothly. Nice and smooth, like a baby's bum. And that's one of the things I've picked up on this. So, no extractor fan in there, but we can put it right now, and it's not going to cause any more mess, and it's only a 10-minute job because I've caught it just in the nick of time.
That.
And here, the owner came to us with a bit of a plan, and this is part of it, to make an unvented cylinder, like a little plant room that's away from the rest of the house. And as you can see, it's quite compact, but it works a treat. And that saves us having all the stuff inside the house. So all that space is there. We actually put a new water main in as well. So I've said this on other videos, we'll give it a tickle, but when you have something like that, a big unvented cylinder and a boiler above, flow rate is a thing. So we need to know there's a certain flow rate coming in to feed this, so that when you imagine I didn't realise what that was. I hear this big buzzing noise, but can you see here, there's actually a drone. So somebody's recording me, recording you. Imagine that. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, inside here, we've got water going in there. This is obviously feeding all the showers. So we need a certain amount of pressure and flow rate for that pipe to fill this up. So as all the showers come on at the same time, that's obviously going to decrease the water. So we need enough water to be poured back in to keep it level. So that's the reason why we uprate the mains pressure. So there's another little tip. So anything with an unvented cylinder, that's generally something that we have to do. But it is independent to the house, because some of them have a good decent flow rate, or they might already have a new water main. So it's just something that needs to be checked. So again, I've come upstairs. This is bedroom 4. 1, 2, no, this is bedroom 3. This is the back of the property. So again, it's all been plastered. It's going to look dead sound when it's finished. So we've got the radiators on the walls, we've got the sockets on the walls, second fixed. It's just a bit of joinery now, and painting in this one's pretty much done. And okay, so going back to what I said, this looks like it's now been rectified. But again, someone coming out on site, checking the work as it's being done. If you can see, it's a bit dirty there, it's a bit dirty there. So when I've come out, I've checked these grout lines, again while the trays are actually on site, to make sure that there is grout in there. So because I've done this many times before myself, is when you mix up your grout and you push it into the recess, sometimes if there's a bit of air behind there or it's a bit too sloppy, sometimes when it dries it sort of creates an air bubble and it pops, and that leaves a little bit of a hole. And as you get a little hole inside there, if it's not picked up on, because it's quite hard to see, when someone's having a shower, eventually that water gets behind there, softens the plasterboard softens, the tiles fall off, and then it's a maintenance issue. So because we manage properties as well on the letting side, it's always good to have someone like me around there, because my job is to try and make sure that this is going to be a lot easier on the maintenance. And something else that I noticed on this, so obviously that's something I have picked up on, these little holes, that's why these have been filled in again. So again, I'm catching it right while they're doing it, so they haven't got to come back, the trade hasn't got to come back, they're already on site, so I'm just picking it as I'm going along. And another thing that I'd noticed yesterday is this, sorry, not yesterday, sorry, today. This is a little bit loose. It's been strengthened now, but that had been secured and it wasn't quite level. So when someone would stand on this base, it would move slightly, which means that the silicone that goes from the tile round to the shower tray, with a little bit of movement, would eventually split, and then water would find its way through and then down, which would then going to cause problems, because obviously the water would go under the floorboard, hit the ceiling below, cause a damp patch. Just for a little thing like that. But again, because I've been out here, I've picked up on it, and I've put it right, well, the trays are still here. So point number 2 is that one there, and also I've checked to make sure that all the shower trays are secure and not moving. So, into bedroom number 4. So again, all the first fixes have been done. Sockets on the wall for the desk. We've left a hole in the chimney there so it can breathe, that just needs a vent on there. Obviously the radiator's been fitted. So we are very, very near the end of this project now. So again, as I've just said in that one, you'll probably see some dirty stains on the tiles. So again, I've snagged the grouting work whilst I'm here, and I've also noticed, again with a bit of experience, that, try and get this right, so on this corner PC that goes down, tickle, which goes into the corner, we silicone that, because sometimes you do get a little bit of movement in the walls, and silicon's malleable, so it will move a little bit, and it creates a better watertight seal. But then as I'm going down here, if you notice that line's a little bit bigger and goes smaller, picked up on it and got down on my hands and knees and looked. Now you probably can't tell from the video. So here, it's thicker and then goes down thinner. What's happened is it's been masked off. When they've pulled the masking tape off each side to keep the line nice and neat, it's gone down too low. So there's actually no silicone in this corner. So the attention to detail in the builder's eye, wow, like a pirate. I've picked up on that and just asked for it to have some more silicone put down there to make sure. So that's tip number 3. So far, I've told you about the shower tray being secure, snagging the grout work. I've also snagged the silicone on that one, and finally into the last bedroom. Now this one's a huge bedroom. We'll literally fill this in, I reckon we'll fill this in 2 weeks. this is a huge bedroom, so this house isn't going to be empty for very long. It's got decent size en suites. So I'm going to finish this video on a positive note. That we're smashing it. It's not far off finished. Painting, second fix, joinery, kitchen carpets, and we're done. So just to recap, someone like me coming around on site all the time can catch little things that are missing whilst it's going on, so it doesn't become a pain in the arse for anybody else to come back, and it keeps the timeline more than anything almost seamless, and that's what we always try to aim for, is we like it to follow on. And obviously this client had to wait during COVID, because we started this before COVID and now it's after COVID-19, so obviously there's a little bit of a mishap there, but that's not our fault. So I've found out that the bathroom downstairs has got no extractor fan, so that's got to be rectified now, which is an easy thing. I've checked all the shower trays, one of them's got to be secured on the floor. I've checked the grout lines on all the tiles, and obviously that's now been filled in, and I've also checked the silicone in that last bathroom in there. So me coming around there has just made things a lot more streamlined and saved more time. And that's the reason why someone like me can be beneficial. And on that note, folks, I'll catch you later.